How y'all doing out there, America, the world? We here with another episode of the Put to Bed podcast. You hear me?
Hey, back with
Yeah,
another one. Yes, sir. Yeah,
back with
bro.
another
We
one.
back with another one today on what's today? So it's the 22nd?
I don't even know. No, I think it's the 20th.
Oh, shit. I just skipped ahead. It's been waiting for this week to be over with. And it's only Tuesday. But
No,
yeah, it's
fact.
been a week, man. It's been a week. It's been a long week already.
For real, for real. I ain't gonna lie to you. I
I don't know
feel your
why.
sentiment.
Right. I don't know why kids coming acting up. They didn't want to rain all day in the middle. Like, bro, what is up, bro?
Yeah, that rain don't make it no better. Motherfucker want to sleep in that rain.
No, it don't make no better. You try to figure out all day how the hell to sneak out the building. That's what I was doing anyway. Yeah, but bro, we back with another what? Four topics again for
Yeah, got
today.
four topics for y'all, man.
Yeah.
You wanna jump right
On
into it?
yeah, we can jump right into it, but first we gonna say make sure you tell all your people to subscribe, view, share. We coming with some shorts this week, and just get it out there. If you see it, share it, and let's get it. Let's get up there.
What she said.
Let's get some traction on this good positivity out here.
Yeah, for real, for real. What she said.
Yeah. Period. So let's get right into it. Let's right into it. Okay, so the first topic was bros. You know, we all I don't know, like most people who grew up in people of color or black families, some Hispanic families, we've all heard, or even some white families. It takes a village. It takes a
Mm-hmm.
village. So that's what the question is. Like, do it take a village to actually do this out here? And we see the youth we got right now. Um, their heads is hard, way harder than a lot of other generations. So they got to fall way more. But do it take a village to get them in order? If we could
Yeah.
do that.
What's
So
your take
yeah.
on it though out the gate?
What's my take? What's my take off the gate is hell yeah, take a village. It takes nothing but a village. There's no way people can say, okay, I'm a single mom. Yes, you are a single mom or a single dad. But if you also have your mom or they people, friends. That's a village. It don't just take a family. It takes people in your inner circle to me who you can trust with your people, especially your kids. Because if you mess up with somebody's kids, you might get your ass whipped. But
Fact.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like it takes a village. And that means people in your network, your family, your mom, grandmas. Because grandmas back in the day used to do a lot. And I mean a
Oh
lot.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
these ones is different because they a lot younger to me. They're a lot younger, but like our grandma, man, they used to do a lot. Like we used to go bake cookies over there. Mom used to go shopping, like Christmas shopping type shit. They dropping us off. Like it was a village. It wasn't like just, oh yeah, she raising kids on her own, but she also got people she can call on when she needs to. So yeah,
Fact.
it takes a village. And not only that, it takes a community. It takes more than just your inner circle. It takes people like who you connect with in the community, especially for young black men, uh, men of color. Period. It takes a community for that, and the girls too, because the girls getting as rough as the damn boys.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know what's going on. Like what's in the flames, the Takis. I don't know what it is, but that little extra dust at the bottom, I don't know. But it's something's going on with the girls getting hard as hell. But they just need more community too. So it take a village to me. It's very simple. It takes a village. Hell yeah.
Facts, facts. I mean, I agree. I agree 100%. I feel like yeah, it takes a village, and I want to say why it takes a
Hmm.
village, and just the separation of the two. Like back in the days, you had that notation in your mind. You know, like okay, if I mess up, if I
Mm.
mess up in school, if I mess up on the block, if I mess up and with trouble with the law, if I do something, it's gonna
Yeah.
be more than just my moms and my pops is gonna be on my ass. You might get about 3, 4 whoopings for one incident. You might get your ass
Exactly.
whooped by moms. Then mom's gonna or moms might stall you out and be like, "Wait till your daddy get home." And then now
Mm-hmm.
you got the psychological torture because you waiting on pops to get home, knowing as soon as you walk in and settle in, he finna whoop off on some ass. And
Right.
then you got the uncles, aunties that's gonna chastise whenever next time you go over their house, they're gonna, I heard what you did. Your mama told me I could whoop off on you mean. Then you got the grandparents, like you got a whole it's a list. It's a list of
It's
motherfuckers. You mess up once, especially disrespecting your parents. You disrespect
yeah.
your parents, disrespect moms, disrespect like you got a list of people that's waiting to get a hold of you. And that
Mm-hmm.
and that that and that accountability made you think twice before doing something. Just nowadays, knowing like, okay, I might get a talking to. Like, it's not stern enough. It's not more. It's not enough of a threat to curb your enthusiasm from doing some bullshit
Mm-hmm.
or doing something you ain't got no business doing because you're not gonna be held accountable to the same degree. Even back then, back in the days, like even our parents' time when the teachers and shit used to whoop their ass in school. Like,
Yeah.
you got so many people that's gonna chastise you and not even chastise you, but you got so many people that's gonna discipline you
Yeah.
behind your actions to where it hit different. And then even back
Mm-hmm.
in the days, like in a even more of a positive standpoint of it, like you got the talented people in the neighborhood. You got the dude who can hoop and play ball. He had his homies in his corner. He had the big homies in the corner, uncles them, pops them. You got your teachers. You got your coach. You got so many people that's like steering you away. Like even in the sense of like your peers can be a part of your village. Like you
Exactly.
always had to get the niggas. It was always like that were the people that was in the streets that tell you like, nah, bro, you can't go on a lick with us, bro. You got a scholarship. Like you gonna be the next this that. You gonna be the next Kobe. You
Mm-hmm.
gonna be this. You gonna be that. Like
Yeah.
to have them people in your corner to be like curb you from the bullshit, to keep you out of trouble and
Exactly.
keep you on the straight path. That's your village to be like, nah, bro, like, nah, you too talented to be out here in the streets. Like, all I got is the block. All I got is this pack. All I got is this hustling type stuff. All I got is this gang. Whatever the distraction or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
negative pulls from the streets may be. You always had the big homies that was like, nah, bro, this ain't for you. You gonna be a basketball. You gonna be in the NBA. And then you had
Yeah.
your mama them telling you, nah, we gonna put you in the best schools because you gonna be in the NBA. Then you had your coach telling you, "No, bro, you not gonna do this. Can't let you slack on your grades because you gonna be in there." You had so many people holding you accountable to where
Yeah.
it gave you that extra push. It gave you several extra pushes to keep you on the straight and narrow. Nowadays, it's
Mm-hmm.
like we don't really have them influences. We don't really have that. People will let you crash out, and people will praise you for being a crash out instead of
Yeah.
chastising you and telling you like, "Nah, bro, you tweaking. You can be doing way more better." Or even the females that have beautiful voices, like, "Nah, you gonna be a singer. You gonna be this. You gonna be that." You mean
Right.
where the gymnast or whatever your skill set may be, you had your village to hold you accountable and
Mm-hmm.
keep you set on track for your goals to prevent young brothers from getting locked up, turning themselves to the system, to prevent young women from getting pregnant at an early age or out
Right.
here
Exactly.
prostituting or doing any type of stuff like that. Like the villages matter, man, and a lot of communities still have them. Like the Hispanic communities, they
Mm-hmm.
still got it. They still got that. They forever have had it, and I think they forever will. Like it just be the
Yeah.
household. They be a bunch of, and we always like make fun of that, but at the same time, it's like I get it. I
Generational.
get it when you got moms and pops and uncle and grandma and the kids and the nieces all standing in one household and all
Mm-hmm.
looking out for each other. Like they build an income and they building something, and that's the village. Like these
Yeah.
days, I mean, it take a lot of money to raise a kid. It take a lot of money to do anything, and you need that foundation behind you. Nobody can do it alone. And
No.
no matter what the person that told you and they say, oh, I got out the mud, I got it on my own. It's very few people that did it all by themselves. Like
Right.
probably nobody that really did it all by
No.
themselves. Like they can tell you that, but if you really know like how things work, now it's always somebody that's gonna have to help you elevate to the next level or get you to the next level or hand you this opportunity. Even if you work damn hard for it, you can say, yeah, I got here
Yeah.
on my own will, or I got here on my own grace, or I got here on my own skill set or my own
Drive.
hustle. Yeah. But it was always somebody there that helped you, that helped you along the way, that opened up a door for you that you couldn't open by yourself. Even
Mm-hmm.
if your talent or your hustle or your drive or your intelligence or whatever it may be, your skill set got you in that door or got them to present that door to you. It's always somebody that's gonna help you up. It's always that village that counts. So I feel like 100%. Yeah, it
Yeah.
takes a village. It takes a village to raise a kid. It takes a village to raise a man. It takes a village to raise a woman. It takes a village to be successful.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%, bro. Like it takes a village, and like you said, it's also those outside people who, like your cheerleaders on the background, like encouraging you to keep moving. Like
Yeah.
even a personal thing for me, like I had a teacher, and she made me actually think about college. It wasn't household stuff. It wasn't none. It was that teacher like pushing me to think like I could do it. Cause in when you come from, sometimes you don't think you can. Even though it took me some years to do it later on, I still had that drive. And then later on, this same teacher was around my children. Like in their school, ended up being their principal at one point as I was graduating with my master's. So she ended up was like, I said, "Is Anderson?" She was like, "Yeah, Johnny." Like still remember my name and everything. And she was my middle school teacher.
Oh,
So it
dang,
was a
that's dope.
pivotal part because middle school is like is important as hell for you identifying who you are and figuring out who you are. So like having a positive black woman in my circle in that moment, like rooting me on, especially knowing some of my backstory. Me coming to school sleepy and stuff like that and knowing why versus nowadays you guys teachers, let's call CPS, let's see what's going on versus figuring
Yeah,
out what that kid is actually going through. Like it's different. That's a village because you also want to know, okay, this kid, I know some things going on in her lifestyle, so I'm gonna give her a little grace versus make life harder for her, you know what I'm saying? Because I know she
right,
got the drive, she got the motivation. So it's just more about, like you said, those positive people images in our community that need to come forward more or be seen more, for us to see it. Like, but it's a village. Hell yeah.
facts, facts. Well, let's
But
put the
yeah,
bed for me.
night night for me too. Sleep sleep.
I'm gonna let you introduce the next one too. I'll probably introduce the last two. I'm gonna let you introduce the next
Okay, so number what? Those? No, I
two.
said number
Yeah,
three. Yeah, those. Yeah, no,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. We on two.
yeah. It was basically, do black men make better role models for young black men, like black people? Well, do men of color in general make better role models for young men of color? Meaning black men, Hispanic men, any kind of men of color, Cuban, whatever that looks like.
Yeah,
Um, and that leads, like, from the bouncing off our last topic. Like, we know it take a village. Does that village have to look like that individual, that kid, for that to make a difference, more of an impact? You know what I'm saying? Than the somebody who don't look like them, really.
yeah.
So I wanted to get your take on it. I had a recent experience with this. That's why, and I had a recent experience with this at an employer, and I'm like, damn, this is crazy. But just to know that it's not just the black men either. It was young black men. It was the young ladies too with this situation, but it was a more of an impact on them. So I wanted to hear, like, what your thought was in general.
I mean,
Go ahead, drop that,
my
bro.
thought on it is, I would say yes and no.
Okay.
I feel like your inspiration, your wake up call, your spark, it can come from
Mhm.
anywhere. But
Yeah.
I do, and sometimes it don't come from like somebody who look like you or somebody who identifies with you. Sometimes
Hey.
it might be somebody that's totally different that just see something in you. And like you said, it might be a teacher. It might be the black
Mm-hmm.
kid in the school who hella smart, but he
Yeah.
also wanna show out and look out and look and try to blend in with everybody else and from the hood, or everybody else that's on the block, or everybody else that's street, or everybody else that's not really got no goals or got no ambition and type
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So he might be, I was one of them type of kids that downplayed my intelligence around other people for a little while. For a while, I did that. I downplayed my
Right.
intelligence to fit in with the people around me instead of letting my intelligence supersede all the negative notations and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So and it was teachers. It was one of my, like, even for instance, like me getting into poetry heavy. Me getting into
Yeah.
poetry heavy came from like you said, it came from a middle school teacher. It came from
Yeah.
my teacher. I'll never forget this lady. It was an Asian lady. Her name was Miss Wampler. She was an Asian lady, and I used to always write in her class. I used to always write music, write rhymes, write poetry, and I just like be so busy just doing me. I wouldn't even keep them. Sometimes, like, I was so smart, I would finish my schoolwork like way before most of the kids in the classroom type shit. So most of the time I'm just
Really?
half the time I'm just sitting in the class just bored. So after I didn't pass this test or I done did this work, now I'm just in here. So I'll get bored and I just be writing rhymes or I write poems and I'll just write.
Yeah.
And then, like, it wasn't nothing I was just like really trying to hold on to. It was just me just bored in the class, just venting, just wasting time, killing time. And she discovered a lot of my papers. Like, after I leave the classroom, after we all leave, she I guess she was finding them at my desk, inside of
Mm-hmm.
my desk and stuff. And so one of the days she came to me with a stack of papers. I'm thinking like I'm in trouble or something, like that. What I did? And so she held me after the class and was like, "These all your writings?" Like, and I'm like, "Yeah." She like, "I read some of your stuff." She was like, "Not to be personal or nothing, but she was like, I read some of your work." She was like, you got talent. Like, you very poetic. Like, I like you. I like your work." She was like, "Why don't
Yeah.
you hold on to this type of stuff? Why don't you?" I was like, "Me, mean, I just do it to pass time because I be bored. Like, I be I be done with the work. I'm
Keep it
in here
moving.
just I'm just in here just trying to keep my brain going till it's time till I hear that bell ring." And she like,
Right.
"No, like, you really should take this seriously and you really should pursue this and you really should like really should hold on to these. This is your art.
Mm.
This is your words. These are your thoughts. These are your emotions. This is your art." And so she bought me a little book. The book was like this big. I never forget. It was like navy blue with like navy blue and black mixed together. with like gold embroidery around it, and she was
Oh
like,
wow.
keep this book and write in this book, write your poems and write your rhymes and that will made me start taking it seriously and made me like
Oh
start really
wow.
because I'm like, damn, somebody actually invested in my talent, invested in
Yeah.
my craft, and I started writing all my rhymes and all my first projects ever came out of that book. So I feel like in the sense it doesn't have to be somebody who you identify
Mm-hmm.
with to put that spark into you,
Mm-hmm.
and it just has to be somebody who believes in you and see more in you than you see in yourself, or to see
Yeah.
the stuff in you that you do see in yourself, but you yet to pull out because nobody has told you that you need to pull it out, or how
Right.
to culminate it, or how to really really nurture it. But I
Yeah.
do feel like that's the no side of it. But on the yes side of it, I do feel like I mean, I look at it like
Waiting
this.
for
It's
this.
always something I say. It's always something I always said. Like it's hard for us to identify with people that we don't have nothing in common with. It's like
Mm-hmm.
me being a young black man and I'm going to this church where it's a white pastor. They come from a full family home. They got money. They they middle class or upper class people, and he's
Yeah.
trying to tell me about God and trying to tell me how the way about life and about the way I should be living. And you've never been tempted by the things I've been tempted by. You've never been through the struggles I've been through. You've never been able to overcome the challenges I've been through. You can't identify with my life. So it's harder
Mm-hmm.
for me to receive the message. Though your message may be valid, it's harder for
Right.
me to receive that message from you when the messenger is somebody I can't identify with. When the
Yeah.
messenger
I
is
agree.
somebody who don't look like me, who don't come from the same life as me, who don't come from the same lifestyle as me, or walks from me, or
Mm-hmm.
journey as me, or talk the same language as me. It's like me learning. It's like me trying to learn English from somebody who speaks Chinese, or me
Right.
trying to learn English from somebody whose primary language is Spanish, and you don't and you barely understand the language that I'm speaking. Like
Yeah.
it's in that same type of text. It's easier for people to be like, when I come to you and say, bro, like you can overcome the things you're going through right now. Like, okay, I grew up on the same block as you. I grew up in the same hood as you. I grew up in the same city as you. And I
Mm-hmm.
became a millionaire, or I became successful, or this happened to me. I went to jail. I changed my life around. I then became this, or I became that. I overcame these things, and they
Yeah.
look at you like, damn, like that's me.
Yeah.
That could be easily had it been me. That's bro. Like he came from the same gang as me, came from the same block as me, come from the same tribe as me, essentially, and he overcame the same struggles that I'm going through. It's more
Mm-hmm.
inspirational than a person who's never been through your struggles at all, trying to tell you how to overcome your struggles or how to get to the
Exactly.
next level when you've never been there. It's like I said, another analogy. It's like a carpenter trying to tell me how to do how to do electric work and how like okay, you might be a carpenter, you might be familiar with it, but you don't know nothing about this side of it. Like so
Right.
it's hard for me to take any kind of tutelage from you when I don't identify with you. So yeah, the people we always as black males as people of color, yeah, we always gonna gravitate more towards the people that we identify with and the people that look
Mm-hmm.
like us as role models. That's why we cling to rap music and the music and stuff like that so much because it's people that came from the same struggles as us. It's people that look like us that
Mm-hmm.
made it and overcame. That's why we thrive for these. That's why we thrive for the things that we thrive for. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna cut it short, but that's why we thrive to be like basketball players,
Yeah.
NFL or rappers and stuff like that because that's what we see. Now, if we seen a bunch of people of color being judges and lawyers and stuff like that, and we knew the door was open and it was wide open for us in that area, then we'd be more inspired to tap into that area. But we get
Mm-hmm.
inspired by the things that we see most from our own people, and that's why we go into the directions that we go in. So I definitely
Yeah.
feel like yeah, it has an impact.
Yeah, and as a black man, that's why I wanted your perspective on it. Because you live in this world and you've been in both experiences of one side yes, one side no. So it does make, I think it makes a difference big time. But it is yes and no, but it's more yes than no. But I do understand that part because I do sometimes feel like it depends on who see that spark in you. Like it don't have to be somebody who look like you in particular. It's that
Right.
person who identifies with something you identify with. They see a spark in you and they push you to keep pushing, or they encourage you to keep pushing. That part, yes, like you said. Now, recently I was in a situation where it was like a lot of kids and stuff skipping classes and walking the halls, and I mean more than 50, and it was ran by some women, but also women who didn't look like majority of the kids who was black.
Yeah.
So the respect factor was different. A lot of things were different in the an approach that these kids saw her in, like, cause cause her out, whatever. So it was just a different. But I also believe some of that is her. But I'm just going by that part.
Yeah.
And then we got some new administration in recently, and within a week, I see like a big change in both. And the administration became two men two black men. So two black men walk into this place where a whole bunch of black kids kind of going cray, and they listen to you. They come in, clean up a mess, and a mess that's been a yearly problem within a week. So that's when I was like, damn. Not just you it's an influence, but to see the difference of an influence it has, it was like, what the hell? It was only a week, bro. And you see how much of an impact these men, even if it's negative, even if you're getting on my butt, it's still an impact because
Yeah,
somebody give
fact.
a damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you going? Why you ain't? Why why you going this way? Why you in class? Whatever. Somebody
Yeah,
care enough
fact.
to ask me those questions versus I'm suspending you and putting you out the building because you're not gonna do nothing anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference in how you look at me. And most of the people who that those two particular men have come from these places where these kids live, like or where I live. That's my approach all the time. Hey, look, I ain't no better than you. I just went to school and got an education and changed my way of thinking about a lot of things and approach things differently because I got older. But we come from the same place. Don't get it twisted. Like, I don't
Nah,
think I'm better
fact.
than you because you gotta come with more humility and be human versus, oh, I got this and I'm gonna walk around like I'm better. No, I ain't know because I still saw struggle. I still saw my mama struggle. I still struggle my damn self sometimes. So it's like I can't knock that. I know what that feel like. I know what trauma feel like. So I identify with those things. So the kids do gravitate more to people like me because I'm real with them first off, and secondly, you come from the grind. You come from the grind. You know what I feel. I can come in
Mm-hmm.
there and tell you my mom was an alcoholic and I ain't got nowhere to live and I don't know what I'm gonna do or whatever. Or, I got raped last week. It's to a person who looked like me who could tell me like, um, look, this is what you got. This, you know what I mean? You gotta defeat yourself, blah blah blah. You encouraging them versus putting them down. And of course you gotta report some stuff, but it's a different approach you take when you've done it or seen it or been through it.
Yeah.
Or shoot, you live it. Or we grew up in it. We know we've had friends who've had got put out their houses and blah blah blah, had to stay with us for a minute. So we all know that transition.
Yeah,
Even if it
fact.
wasn't me, I seen it. So I can identify with what that kid going through versus somebody who was like, oh, okay. And then you walk out my office and your problem's still going on. While I'm sitting here like, damn, I can't leave until I figure something out, at least temporary, because I know how that feel to be
Mhm.
able to have to wake up with your head somewhere safely. So it's a different outlet. It's a different outlook for sure. I do think that, like you said, it does. It doesn't have to. Somebody have to look like you. In particular, it could be a white woman, Asian woman, Hispanic woman, any woman, but or man. It's just that decide that I guess that connection
Yeah,
and how they approach you for real. Because you approach me the wrong way, whoever you are, we might not even be able to talk at all. Depends on what
nah,
you
for
say.
real.
Like, I'm a nice person, but like, we gotta keep that same respect. But I'm saying like it definitely it does make a difference to me. Cause I seen it with it like in my eyes. I was like, hell, this is
Oh yeah, it
crazy.
definitely make a difference though. It definitely make a
It was
difference.
good to see it for sure. Cause I was like, I've been waiting, like I'm like, all they need in here is all they need is, and then when they come in, like people like, oh, and then the only people who scared is the ones who wasn't done what the hell they had to do. So if
Mhm.
you up in here and you scared, or you doing sneaking, or don't want to be seen, your ass ain't doing what you had to do, and that's why now you scared. If you doing what you gotta do, hey, how you doing?
You
You
ain't
keep it
worried about
moving.
it.
You ain't
Mhm.
gotta be under the radar. Just keep it moving. I mean, be under the radar for sure, because they knew, and you don't know what's gonna happen. But hello, and keep it moving. Shit.
Mhm.
But yeah, next on to the next two
Yeah. Yeah.
last topics for the night.
Well, number
Number three,
three.
bro.
Number three is one of your topics,
Yeah.
and it's do you believe in or agree with work wife, work husband type situations? By the way
Yeah,
you
it was.
tackled, I want to hear your spit. Mine gonna be short to the point. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mine
Mine
gonna
should
be
take.
short too, because it's gonna be short. It's just gonna be so it's interesting because I've heard people say it before. I've never really been that tight to do it. I think I did it one time and it didn't go well because the shit can get real serious real quick, and I mean that in a literal way. real serious,
Yeah.
real quick. Somebody can catch feelings. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's a very gentle thing. If you're gonna take it there with a person who y'all friends. I don't know. It's sticky, but y'all friends. Even if they got in a relationship, you in a relationship, it's still sticky as hell because feelings can progress. Y'all going
Yeah.
out to lunch together. Hey, that's my work husband. That's my work wife. Yeah, but y'all to take just leave it there. Sometimes it can progress, but I do believe it's just all in good fun and it's innocent and y'all just joking around because you gotta have fun at work too sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's a very fine damn line because if you in a relationship with somebody who ain't with that, and y'all go to a function, and you like, yeah, this is my work wife or it's my work husband. Your wife, your girl might not be into it. Your man might not be into it, and then it's gonna cause a whole debacle. So
Oh
like,
yeah.
it's. I mean, it could be sticky as hell. But it was just a funny thing that came up on I was going through some TikToks and I was like, huh. And a show came on and I was like, let me see this, let me just watch it. And this was funny because it was like a caught in the act type of thing. But like, to me, no. I rather not because I feel like it cross too quick.
Yeah.
It too quick. So it's a no for me. It's a no for me, dog. But yeah, bro, that's it. It's a no for me. I
I
mean, it
mean,
could be sticky.
it's definitely a no for me. We brushed on this. We brushed not on this specific topic, but we
Yeah,
brushed on it like dating in the workplace before, and our opinions on that. And mine is very similar to that. Like I feel like for one, if I'm single, I just don't do the fucking on my coworkers type thing. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
very few women that I done dealt with anyway that get a piece of me or get a hold of me
Right,
and
right.
easily let go. So I don't want that type of trouble. I don't want that kind of drama. I don't want
Yeah,
that kind of stuff at the workplace for real, for real. 'Cause
right.
you might be my work wife. You might be doing this all kikiing and all that type of stuff, and somebody that's finer than you might get hired. Or I might
Yeah.
see somebody else that if we work in you customer service, whatever. I might see a customer come in that might be shooting her shot. Now you got an attitude. Now it's problematic at the job. All
Hmm.
type of little stuff like that. So I feel like it's just inappropriate for me. For me, I
Yeah,
get it where people do it and it's fun and it's all in the fun. And if y'all on some just cool stuff and y'all know it's totally platonic and y'all
yeah,
don't have no kind of feelings for what whatsoever towards each other. You got this going on. She got that. Whatever the fact. Hey, I understand how people could. You feel me? Do it past time at work or whatever. But for me, it's just not for me. And then two, like if you in a relationship, oh no, because like you said, I'm one of them
it's
type
a
of
good
people.
one.
I come to a function and you talking about, oh, this is my work husband or are you my work wife? Oh, I'm finna give out a work ass whooping in this moment.
Right.
This function finna get canceled real quick. Like somebody ain't, yeah, it ain't gonna be no, I don't know, ain't none of that. Not with my girl, that shit dead.
Right.
Ain't no, nigga, keep it work, yeah, keep it moving.
Keep
I
it
don't
work
even wanna.
friendly.
We ain't even finna play like that. I ain't even friendly like that to be playing like that. I don't want to, and I ain't finna do that and I ain't finna do that to my significant other. I ain't finna do that to my
Yeah,
girl. Be
yeah,
like, okay, I got a work wife and now you got a girlfriend at the crib and you got to work. Like, no, that's too. That sounds too much like cheating to me. I'm cool. I'm cool on that
mm.
because
That's interesting to say.
I take shit like that serious. I ain't a super possessive dude or nothing like that, but I am
Right.
very loyal and I expect that same type of shit in return. And I don't like the lines
Hmm.
to get blurred, crossed,
Yeah.
smeared, none of that. I don't play them type of games. I don't even play like that.
So
So
right.
it's a no
Like,
for
look.
me.
Right. So look. So I'm a snitch on our auntie. Right. Yeah. It wasn't from no TikTok. I wasn't trying to go there, but it was because we went on a little trip over the weekend to see our grandparents.
Yeah.
And she said, somebody called her. She was like, "This is my work husband." And I said, "Work husband?" And she was like, "Yeah, this is my work husband." And that's why I was like, "What that mean?" So I was listening to the conversation, whatever, just looking, listening, being nosy. And then
Uh-huh.
afterwards, I'm like, "Y'all go together?" She's like, "No, this is my work husband. It's my best friend." So I'm like, I'm confused on what that looked like because, bro, we said that's three different levels. To me, like we talking about work husband, best friend, my man, possibly, maybe. Like it could cross there real quick.
It can, yeah, it can cross there real quick. Yeah,
Yeah,
it definitely
they a
can.
little older, so it could be just that. But it
Yeah,
was
that's
just
and
interesting
then
to,
Auntie single too, ain't it? So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so
And
it's a
he,
little different.
he didn't sound not, you know. He may have been either or. Like I like women, I don't know, and I ain't putting
Oh yeah,
no
okay,
label on them. So just by voice I can't tell. I just need to. But
yeah,
I was just like maybe he is, and I asked because that's who your sister is, And she said no. So I was like, okay, y'all just friends. Y'all play. Y'all play together.
Yeah. Like I said,
That sounds
I
childish. Y'all
understand it
play
in
together.
certain instances. It just ain't for
Yeah.
me personally. It just ain't. It ain't.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't do it because if we have to work, it depends on who it is. Because it could be a potential. If it could be some potential. Hell yeah. Hey, work husband. Why? Yes. Have a great day. Like, it depends. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a potential situation and it was a single, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. If you
I might
single and
write
ready
that
to
out to
mingle,
the.
then yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
might
agree.
write that out. I might write that out,
Yeah.
see how far I can get up with that. Can I get lunch? Oh, yes. Yeah. Hungry. You know what I'm saying?
Might get free lunch every
Depends.
day. You never know.
Exactly. It depends. So if it's a little
Yeah,
beneficial and I'm in that place
yeah,
where I can do beneficial things like single, yes, I
yeah.
might ride the wave for just a little bit. Just a little bit. Might. Yeah.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah. I'm telling myself, oh, bad. But I might. So let's go. Number 4, bro. Number 4.
Alright, on to the last topic of the evening. So this topic was a topic that I thought about. It really
Yeah.
came from like I was watching this. I'm gonna get a whole little backstory on it out the gate. So I was
Yeah.
watching this interview with Terrence Howard, right? And Terrence Howard was just talking stuff. He was talking about Diddy and all type of stuff. And Terrence Howard is if y'all don't know about Terrence Howard and how he be talking in interviews and how he really is outside off camera out of character like the real Terrence Howard.
Hmm.
Like Buddy, very intellectual. He's very insightful. He's very spiritual. He's very 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 woke. Very knowledgeable, and he's
Hmm.
very opinionated on the things that he feels. And he's in that industry. So when people that's
Yeah.
in that industry tell me something about it, it's different than just somebody on the internet, just somebody on TikTok, just somebody like even
Absolutely.
me. Like, you take my advice, take my word for it or not. I'm in the industry, but I'm not deep in it like certain other individuals that's really really
Hmm.
deep in it. He's a big individual that's really really deep in the industry, and he often speaks out about the evils of
Hmm.
it. So when people like that's on that level speak out against it, and it's different when somebody who's not successful, somebody who didn't
Yeah.
went bankrupt, somebody who broke, and they telling you, "Oh, the industry did this to me, the industry evil, the industry this and that, this and that." You can easily say, "Oh, they speaking from a place of bitterness because they ain't making it."
Hmm.
Terrence Howard is successful. He's
Right.
successful. This man had Grammys for music. He's not even a music artist. He had Grammys for music. He has
Yeah.
all type of accolades for movies and TV shows and anything that's within that ramifications. Like you name it. He's got that accomplished. So for him
Hmm.
to come out and say like these things, it weighs heavy in it and it holds a lot of weight. Just for me personally, because he ain't got no
Right.
reason to say that if it ain't true, and he ain't got no reason to be bitter and say it because he ain't got no reason to be bitter in his situation.
No, you don't.
And he talks a lot about the music industry and all that type of stuff and just the industry and period. And so he was talking about Petey Pablo. He was saying like one time that he ran into Petey Pablo. And if
Okay.
y'all don't know who Petey Pablo is, he's an artist that was popular back in the early 2000s from North Carolina. I think he's from North Carolina or South Carolina. I know
Yeah,
he's
no
from the
Carolina.
Carolinas. He
Hmm.
had a few hit songs. Like he had some hit songs. He had an album that went platinum. He had a hit songs features with other artists from
Yeah.
Sierra to the Lil Waynes. Like he was big in the time when he was doing this thing. Like he went on a crazy run, and he like I said
Yeah,
his
he
album
did.
went platinum. So he went on a crazy run. So and then his career just came to like a abrupt stop, halt.
Hmm.
Like, and we just never heard from him again type situation. Like literally,
Hmm.
he just disappeared, and we never heard from him again. And so
Yeah.
Terrence Howard was saying like how he ended up meeting him, and he was saying like he had asked him one time like for some paper, like, man, you got like 20, $30. Like they ain't know each other from nothing. I don't even think Terrence Howard asked him. He was just saying it like, damn, I lost my wallet and I need to do this and do that and I'm fucked up.
Right.
And so Petey Pablo was like, oh damn, bro, like you Terrence Howard, like bro, I admire your art, I watch your
I
movies and
spot you.
this and that and 30. Like I got you, boom, handed him
Yeah.
some bread. So out the gate, they linked, they clicked, they exchanged numbers, they got tight, they got cool. Terrence Howard told the backstory on it, like really he was testing the room
Mm.
because really he didn't lose his wallet. Really he wasn't fucked up at all. He was just trying to see what was going on. Like it really I think he was in a bind at that time and he was embarrassed to say it. So he really was
Right.
just reading the room type situation. And he was like, man, you so he came and told him that story, like, bro, I ain't lose my wallet. I was just embarrassed because I was really fucked up at that time, like type situation. And you looked out for me, didn't know
Mm.
me from Adam, and you looked out for me type shit. So they got a bond, they grew a bond, even like on the show Empire.
Yeah.
Terrence Howard reached out to Petey Pablo and got him involved on some of the songwriting for the
Yeah.
project, some of the
Hmm.
songwriting on Empire, and he had him on one of the episodes. Got him a $15,000 check off of his work on that show type shit, just on looking out
Yeah.
for him type situation. And he was
Right.
speaking on Petey Pablo saying like Petey Pablo had this song. I think he still was one year with Young Buck. But Petey Pablo released a song basically, and he was speaking out on the evils of the music industry and why he wouldn't sell his soul and basically all that type of stuff. Same stuff we hear from a lot of artists whose
Mm-hmm.
careers take a nosedive or their character
Yeah.
take a turn or in the media or any type of situation after they get to talking the same type of talk about not selling their soul, not doing no gay stuff, not doing no not doing no evil stuff, not doing nothing to compromise their character for no
Right.
money and fame. And so Petey Pablo had released a song like that, and after that, his career was that's how he disappeared. His career disappeared
Awesome.
after that. And Terrence Howard was just speaking out on it, like in his defense, like man, that's we let a lot of good brothers like just get we let a lot of good brothers that come to us as messengers and try to warn us and tell us about how the world really is, and we let them just get mutilated in the media, or we let
Yeah.
their careers and they let their lives just go. They basically martyrs. They basically come out and
Yeah.
sacrifice themselves and their careers, and sometimes they lose their lives behind
Mm-hmm.
trying to enlighten us and tell us the truth. And so that just made me want to just basically just bring awareness to the situation and to it,
Yeah.
and just get your opinion on it, because my opinion is like shit. I feel like I do music. I didn't have my brushes with music industry people, and I didn't have my brushes with the music industry, and that's why I do my independent thing now, because I know the evils of what's going on out there, and I know how
Mm-hmm.
it is. Like, take my word for it or not, but I know that certain things exist, and you can say what you want to say and get distracted by all the world that you want to, but at the end of the day, it's a spiritual battle. There is a good, there is an evil, there is forces out there working for you, and there's forces out there working against all of us. And I feel
Yeah.
like people like that bite the bullet for us to warn us about these things, and I just wanted to bring bring shed some light on
Mhm.
on his situation.
Yeah. I mean, and I appreciate that because, like you said, most anybody in the industry, rapper, basketball players, I mean, athlete, anybody, music, anybody, actress, actor, anybody who speaks out publicly about anything that goes on in the industry that we all hear about, believe, we all got our own belief system. So anything else just heightens it. We already know what we know. You already believe what you're gonna believe. That just heightens it. So that stuff, like bring it to the forefront, is good because most of them are blackballed. Most of them are muted. Like having your voice taken away in a place where I mean, in a sense of I can't speak out no more because I fear for my life type shit is horrible. Now I don't, I ain't never saying I've been in that situation, but like I know people who have, and that's like being not being able to be you and say what you need to say, freedom of speech, without feeling like it's gonna be some repercussions because I'm speaking out. I think if you're gonna have that kind of world, then you should have people being able to have freedom to say what the fuck, I mean, to say what they want to say, like, or do what they want to do. I mean, and that's why a lot of people go independent because
Yeah.
independent either singers, rappers, artists, a lot of actors are starting to do their own thing as well because they ain't getting paid as much as other people who don't look like people of color. So a lot of them are banding together a little bit more and trying to like fight against that type of stuff. So yeah, you speak out against anything, make a song like they try to do Kanye West. Now I'm
Right.
sorry, I'm a Kanye West fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Kanye West fan. Brother
Me
speaks
too.
knowledge. Yeah, exactly. So like they try to mute him a lot, paint him as a certain way, um, get him locked up, whatever they need to do to make you look like the villain, and then
Mm-hmm.
that's taking the part of taking your voice away because now you change the public opinion, and
Mm-hmm.
when you change the public opinion, that changes how people look at you. Just being real. So even if it's not true, it's still gonna become with some judgment and some repercussions. So that's
Yeah.
gonna change how people look at you, making it easier for you to be blackballed and muted in that kind of industry. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I remember damn P. Pablo, Freaka Leak, and like look, all I remember this one song, "Who Am I?" and he spelled his name out and shit. He was on
Uh-huh.
Drumline. Like the brother had some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had a voice, a distinct voice.
Yeah.
And if you come, you know what I'm saying? If you come out with like a rapper or you a singer, especially an artist, and you got a distinct voice, that automatically sucking people in.
Yeah.
Now,
Facts.
if you saying some stuff against everybody else, and you talking against the public or the people in charge, whatever that look like,
Mm-hmm.
Illuminati, whatever that look like, you know what I'm saying, organizations, cults, whatever, but like whatever you speaking against that. yeah, that power comes with that comes with a lot of power and a lot of money behind that. So then it's gonna be some definitely repercussions. But I think we need to protect them people more because
Exactly.
that shouldn't be the result of speaking your truth or truth to others. I'm sorry, that's taking away freedom of speech and voice. So
Exactly.
he should be. I mean, he was an artist. It's a lot. It's been a lot of artists that's happened to. Like, as
Yeah.
soon as you
Hell
say
yeah.
something against, you scratch. You got an X on
Hell
your
yeah.
name. You know what I'm saying? You blackball. They try to do it to Monique too. Like certain
Oh yeah,
things
they
they
did do it
will
to
do.
her.
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
did. They did. They definitely did.
Mm-hmm.
So like it depends on what it's like a in crowd type of shit. Like you in the in crowd, then you get treated like you in the in crowd. You get furs and chocolates and damn champagne and shit. But then as
Facts.
soon as you speak against that damn in crowd, we're stripping you away from everything. Everything's stripping away. And that's how we look like. That's what it feel like. It's still
Yeah.
always basing around a high school mentality or high
The
acre.
popular,
What the
yeah, the
hell?
cool kids, the
Yeah.
cool kids and the ostracized.
Hierarchy. Yeah,
Yeah, the
like
hierarchy. Yeah.
basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like, yeah, to me, I think the brother was talented. I loved his voice. I think
Very.
he should make more music. I do think I understand why some people do go into not a hiding, but more of a quiet zone, or go into more independent and do it on social media platforms so they can have more of a freedom of speech on their own time, in
Mm-hmm.
real time, versus on your control time. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's put the
facts.
best to me.
Facts. It's almost put to bed for me. I just want to touch on like, because I know it's
Yeah,
gonna be people that doubt and still had a disbeliefs or their own
yeah.
misconceptions or their own doubt about how about our opinion towards it. And I just
Hmm.
say, like, I say this all the time, like, the mouth like an ass, anything can come out of it, all type of
Period.
shit can come out of it. But look at the breadcrumbs, look at the facts, look at the
Clues.
what's the clues, and not only that, look at the patterns. That's the exact word
Hmm.
I'm looking for. Look at the patterns, because when you mention people like Kanye West, when you
Yeah.
mention people like Michael Jackson, when you mention people
Hmm.
like
Prince.
Prince, when you mention people like Tupac, when you mention people like DMX, when you mention people like
Hmm.
even for those who don't know that he was heavy on that too, Kodak Black. Like it's a lot
Yeah.
of when you look at all of these people, like it's certain it's a pattern, like you
Yeah.
said. First
It
they're gonna
is.
come out and try to discredit you because they
Hmm.
can't. Once you get to a certain level or status, like a Michael Jackson or a Prince or Kanye West and these type of, it's hard to
Yeah.
silence you. And
It
you can't
is.
take away your influence all the way because you too influential. Michael Jackson had motherfuckers crying at his concert. You too
Right.
influential. But the first thing they're gonna do is it's a pattern. They're gonna try to discredit your character. Oh,
Hmm.
he crazy. Oh, he a
Yep.
pedophile. Oh, he's a child toucher. Or he's a rapist. Or he's this. Or
Yep.
he's that. Like they're gonna try to discredit your character first. If they can't discredit your character over public opinion and sway you then they're gonna try to hit you
Yep.
with cases. Oh no, we caught him doing this to kids, or we caught him doing this to women, or we caught him abusing this, or we caught him doing this, or we
Hmm.
caught him with guns. They gonna try to jail you. They're gonna try to discredit your
Yep.
character, try to jail you. If they can't do any of that type of situation, they're gonna try to step on your pockets. If
Right.
after that, if they can't get to you in any of them type of ways, they're gonna kill you. You
They'll
got
kill
too
you.
much. If
Yep.
you got too much going on and too influential, they gonna kill you. Like a level like P.D. Pablo, where he
Yep.
did, like I said, he had songs with Lil Wayne, he had songs with Sierra, he had platinum album, all type of stuff
He
like that.
did.
But he still wasn't like the level of like a Kanye West type of level. He wasn't at
Success.
that.
Yeah.
He never got to that point before he voiced his opinion. But the people who do reach Kanye level, are they gonna try to lock you up, throw you in an
Absolutely.
asylum? They're gonna try to put you. They're gonna try to put you on medication. They're gonna try to
Hmm.
discredit your character. They're gonna do everything they can to step on you. Like Tupac, they can probably put you in jail. They're gonna try to silence your
Yep.
voice. They're gonna try to step on your paper. They're gonna try to ultimately they're gonna try to kill you. Like Michael Jackson,
Yep.
you couldn't. They tried so much with Mike. Would say, oh, he is. And even when people like Macaulay Culkin and the kids who stayed in his house came out and said, like, nah, bro, Mike ain't never did nothing to me. Even the people who did
Right.
accuse him came out and said, like, no, we only did that because we was paid to do that.
Just paid to
Like
do it.
when you beat all the cases and you beat all the allegations and you beat all that type of stuff, and they can't discredit you like that. After that, it's
Hmm.
like, okay, we got to get him out the way. We got to silence him permanently. We can't silence his
Yeah.
voice. We can't silence his music. Now you got to be silent. Like look at the
Now you gotta be
patterns.
silenced permanently type
Now you got to be
stuff.
silenced permanently. Look at the patterns of,
Yep.
of, 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 of the people who came out and the people who really spoke these truths. And look at people backstories because a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people don't know Kodak Black had, even Gucci when they be saying all
Oh
Gucci is
yeah.
clones and this and
Gucci.
that type of stuff. Like Gucci went to prison and came home totally different, looked totally different. talk totally different, act totally different. But Gucci was, even though he did a lot of trap music, a lot of street music, a lot of that type of stuff. But Gucci had an album that he was pushing out called like World War III or something like that, and he was talking a lot of Illuminati stuff on there,
Mhm.
a lot of the evil industry stuff like that. And the album never
Mhm.
came out, and he went to jail right after that, and came home, and then never got released. And all type of, like, look at these people backstories, look at the patterns, and then form an opinion based on patterns, based on the actual truth, the actual stuff that's happening, and then study this from this person, study this from this person. Why does this person go to jail and then
Mhm.
come home acting and looking totally different? Or now all of a sudden they strung out, and all of a sudden they, just look at the
Yeah.
patterns. I just want to leave y'all to be able to have y'all own.
Yeah.
Pick up the breadcrumbs. I ain't gonna lay it on too thick to where it's like a lecture, but we just laying this stuff out there to where you can. I just want y'all to be able to take what I say, take what we say, and make
Yeah.
your own assumptions. Go follow the breadcrumbs. Go down the rabbit holes and look at these different things and make your own assumptions, and look at things for what they really are, because everything ain't black and white. But for
Yeah.
me, it's
It's
put to
always a
bed.
gray
Totally
area.
put to
Yeah. It's what's best for me. I was
bed.
gonna say something I forgot, but it is what it is. I don't remember. Oh, Whitney. Whitney, damn it. Let's include Whitney.
Whitney too. Whitney too.
Yep. Yep. That's what I was gonna say. Yep. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And yeah, that part. Um, yeah, so that's it for me, bro. That actually might need to be an episode in itself. Just
Facts.
one episode of just talking about how that industry looked for real.
Facts.
That might be what we at right now?
I don't even
Um,
know. I think we at 17 or 18.
'Cause I was gonna say maybe like a even number. We'll just have a whole one episode of just talking about like something like that because it
I
is a lot
definitely
of
pull out several receipts.
it's a lot of belief system out there. I'm a different thinker, so my bro more like my mom thinker. I'm more like in the middle, the gray area part. Sometimes
Yeah.
I be like, I don't know which way to go. Sometimes, so like you gotta, like you said, you gotta go on your own path, figure out what your belief system is, what aligns with you, and go with that. But you
Facts.
will go down some rabbit holes. Be safe.
Oh yeah, yeah. Be safe, be safe. But just keep your mind open, and keep your
You're
mind open
right.
to the possibilities. Because, like you said,
Yeah.
if you believe in God, then you gotta believe in, not even to say the devil or to throw a name on it. But if you believe in good, then you gotta know that
You gotta
evil
believe it.
exists. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
know that evil exists, and even to even go to the pattern even more. The first person who came out and spoke on our behalf and spoke truth and spoke light and tried to enlighten us and got crucified right in our face, and we did nothing to save these people. Like, we do nothing to save our heroes. Look at
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Jesus. Jesus came out and spoke against the church, against the Pharisees, against these people, against this, and was giving us so much truth and so many gems. And they say, "Oh, he a liar, he a magician, he this, he that, he evil, he
Yeah.
this and that." Like, and they killed him, crucified him in front of the people that said they believe. Like, and we did nothing. We
Mm-hmm.
stood by and watched it. And we do the same thing to our people. We do the same thing to our Tupacs. We do the same thing to our Michael Jacksons. We do the same thing to our leaders. We do the same thing to people who come to sent here to help us, and sent here to enlighten us, and sent here to not save us, but to
Yeah.
help us save ourselves. And we do them all the same way. We do them all the
Yeah.
same way.
More
We
of a
don't get
dying
behind it.
thing.
We don't get behind it until it's too late, and they dead and gone to not receive their flowers, and not even get their flowers. But that the purpose of it is not to get their flowers. Jesus didn't want his flowers. A lot
Yeah.
of them, they ain't want their flowers. They ain't doing it so you can say, so you can pat them on the back. They doing it to help humanity. They doing it because they were sent here for a reason and for a purpose. And we, like I said, we just watching. We let our heroes get killed right in front of us, and we do
Mm-hmm.
nothing but talk about it. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
action that come behind these things, and it's sad. It's sad for me, for real. It's sad for me.
Yeah, it is. It's sad. It's life is life, and it's more about how you move forward with it and make the change. Because sometimes we got to make them changes ourselves and keep it moving. Because when you make a change, sometimes people follow. Most time people
Facts,
follow.
facts.
Yeah, but yeah, bro, it's all but to sleep with me. Night night to me. Um,
A nightcap.
so yeah, I might. I don't know. I might have some water as a nightcap tonight. I'm tired.
Oh yeah, I got some lemon water right here. I tell you, so
Oh
this help
yeah,
this help you
yeah.
relax, help you go to sleep, and it help you burn fat.
Mm-hmm. Right,
And
no. I've been
yeah,
drinking a lot of lemon water lately. Just because I had laryngitis for a minute, but
oh
yeah.
yeah,
But we
yeah.
back. We back. So yeah, like I always say, you know, if you get up, you fall down, get yourself back up, dust yourself off. I tell everybody that, kids, adults, even myself, daily, because it could be on a drive to the work, and somebody piss you off by doing something stupid, and that could just set you up for the rest of the day of negativity. So recharge yourself and restart and keep it pushing. Yeah, that's all I got to
Yep.
say. What's up, bro?
You already know what I got, man. Rest your eyes, but don't rest your mind. Don't rest your soul. Don't rest your ambition. You hear me?
Yes, 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 sir. And we gonna keep it pushing next week. Well, this Thursday we dropping tomorrow, and then next week we dropping another one, and another one after that, and
And
another
another
one
one.
after that.
We gonna keep coming.
All right, then, broski.
All right, love, blood.
Yes, sir. See y'all next time. Subscribe, share, keep it pushing.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
All right, blood.
I've been studying the bane in my existence. They try to write me off, but I keep taxing them consistent. You don't know the pain of being trapped inside the system. Soon as they read you your rights, you know you on your way to prison. It's a trap. And why the hell you think they call it that? Trust falls the way I'm comfortable with falling back. Fell out with my dog, I ain't feel the need to call him back. Talking greasy, making me think words and swallow all of that. All of that trauma got me screaming till my voice failed. Injured Trey Young when they talk the way they point failed. Rob died, but I still listen to his voicemail. Rapping on the cruise the way